Hello, everybody. Welcome to Sports Bitches. My name is Rachel Bonetta. I'm joined by two of my best buds, Sarah, Tiana, Megan, Gailey. Soon to be three best buds because Meg's about to pop. This is sadly going to be her last show for just a hot sec. And we're going out in style. We've got a jam-packed show. We got lots of NBA news to get to. Dame getting waived. Dawn Staley could be the new coach of the Knicks. NFL, we're going to talk a little, is Aaron Rodgers the new Manti Te'o? We're going to deep dive that. We got a BYU quarterback, some drama there. Basketball, WNBA. We're getting to it all today. But first things first, Maggie, what the hell is the size of your baby? Give us a category.
Swimming.
The pool.
Yeah, that's honestly what it feels like. Yeah, because sometimes I'll feel them like around my back. I'm like, what are you doing back there?
Yeah, like the rescue ring.
A kickboard.
Yeah, it is a kickboard. He is the size. He's the size of a kickboard. I'm 38 and a half weeks. I'll be 39 weeks on Friday. I go in at 2 a.m. and it's time to tell this man he got to get out.
So are you going to sleep on Thursday night? Like, what is your
so
sketch?
many. I don't know. So I need to call. I did call yesterday and ask the last possible time I could eat. Because you're not supposed to eat in case you need an emergency C-section.
Eat? Oh, because
because if you need a C-section, that's a surgery and you can't have food in your stomach. So you can only have clear liquids, which it's like, vodka. Already a bummer. Yeah. Stoli. So then I did just get approved to have some Robitussin and I'm flying high. I have a cough and she was like, you can have Robitussin. I said, okay,
Can I have the full bottle?
Let's get this party started.
Shaken or stirred?
So I think I'm gonna eat. I think we're gonna go to Steak and Shake for our final family dinner, and then I think I'm gonna try and sleep from like 6 p.m. until like 1 a.m. and then get up. It's not ideal.
Won't you be so nervous?
I'm really not that nervous this time. Last time I was so nervous and I did an 8 p.m. induction last time. Maybe I'll be nervous as it gets there. I still haven't packed my bag. I'm doing meal prep right now and it's a disaster. It's an absolute. I made Sarah's famous lactation balls last night. I mean, it's
lactation.
How did that go?
The lactation balls went great. I'm making some spaghetti squash right now. I'm just like really trad-wifing it up, while also being mean to everyone around me.
And honestly, I feel like you get a pass right now.
Yeah.
I feel like you do always get a pass to be mean to everybody.
Yeah.
Especially, particularly right now, you deserve one.
Yeah, my friend was like, "Do you feel supported?" And I go, "Yes, but everyone that's supporting me, I want to kill." So it's sort of a double-edged sword.
How come no one's doing meal prep for you?
That's a great question.
Okay.
You love to cook, so maybe it's like a stress relief thing.
Megan loves to cook. I've never
I do like to cook. I had a meal train last time. This time, I know people will be like bringing food over, but it's not like my friend. Like my two best friends, they're going to bring me stuff, but it's not like it's just different because I'm in like a new place. But
yeah, but you're going to get like Indiana casseroles. Like you're going to be getting some good stuff.
I know, but it's so hot here that like that's the part of the reason too, is that I don't want to just have casseroles. And so I am meal prepping some like healthier things.
What can people send you, like fans and stuff? Like is
money,
there, like, Uber
Eats? Tax-free money.
Cash. Cold cash in an envelope.
Cash is king.
Grubhub, Uber Eats.
Something CJ can't touch. Okay. But CJ did, I was dropping some pretty heavy hints about these fancy sunglasses that were on sale. And CJ did give them to me yesterday.
For your push present?
Yeah, he came in and he goes, "Do you want a present?" And I go, "I'm crying." right now because I was just in the room
Oh.
alone crying. And I didn't stop crying. I just kept crying. So I got a kickboard inside of me. And that's where we're at.
Okay.
Oh my lordy lordy. Okay, well, we have been watching a lot of stuff, and I feel like that's been cheering us up outside of sports. Meg and I both saw the F1 movie. Sarah, have you watched it yet?
No, we tried to go over the weekend and we were like thinking of going last night, but Cage was sick, so it was like I'm not gonna take him to the movie with like
Yeah.
when he wants to like eat a bunch of junk food, but he's just gonna throw it up, you know.
Oh,
Oh,
So,
damn.
no, he's okay now.
Okay.
He's fine. He's fine.
Okay.
But we probably could have gone, but I was just being careful.
that was
And I have
nice.
not seen it, but I want to. I've heard great things.
I never got into the F1. You know what? Somebody on our Discord said this and I really liked it. The nice KGB says, I pitch F1 as a bunch of European twinks in fast cars with very messy bosses. And I say,
Yeah.
Sign me up.
Yeah.
Sign me the hell up. Did you guys get into the like Drive to Survive era when F1 like really started to pop off a couple years ago?
No, and like I'm from Indy, so it's like this is technically the racing capital of the world. And even like IndyCar, I'm like, yeah, I like we saw F1 10 minutes from Speedway, and it's huge here. You know, like
Yeah.
racing is huge. Even F1 is huge here. It's the same with soccer. It just like didn't capture me. I guess I'm American.
It doesn't capture me either. Like we're just watching people in loop-de-loops. Like I love the off the track drama.
Yes.
I love the messy bosses. I love the European twinks. I'm all over that.
Yes, they're
But
weird
the actual
shoes. When Lewis Hamilton like took off his like little beanie, I'm like, I'm all in. Like I'm very attracted to them. Because like the hunks are hunking in the movie. I was so attracted to the guy who played the young racer. He's so hot. And then I'm like also wondering because like spoiler, one of them ends up winning, Brad or him. That I'm like, and they beat Lewis Hamilton. And I'm like, I wonder how they get Lewis Hamilton to like be okay with that. Like
he was an executive producer.
Okay, so you're going to be in this movie and you have to lose. Because
Exactly.
and you have 0 lines. He didn't have 1 line.
0, but he looked really fucking cool.
Oh,
Also,
he looked
the
so good.
actor that plays opposite Brad is
Let me
something
look up
like
his name.
Idris. Yeah. And the entire time, I was like, wow, that's Idris Elba's son? Cool. But that's
Would
not.
name his son Idris. Yeah.
I got the names all mixed up. Okay, Brad Pitt, hot. I know issues. He is looking old. His neck looks like my dad's neck, and I was like, I don't like that.
Oh, wow.
He's got like a turkey gobbler.
I did find myself looking at his face and wondering when and how many facelifts there have been.
People have been talking about the facelifts. I actually don't think he got a facelift. I feel like he is aging naturally. He just looks old, but he's got nice skin.
Yeah. Okay, so the actor's name who plays Joshua Pierce is Damian Idris. So his last name
I was like,
is
Idris Elba's
Idris.
son, cool.
And he is such a hunk. CJ made a good point though. He was like Brad Pitt and Damson look so much cooler and bigger than when they show the actual F1 guys because they're kind of like we're talking
They're
like
teeny
hot,
tiny
like
little.
jockey size.
Yeah,
Polly
Verstappen.
Pockets.
Yeah.
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 NASCAR drivers are
last-
pretty small too.
I know because they got fit in those little cars.
Well, they also lose like a crazy amount of weight. I was so surprised
What?
hearing this that they lose like 15 pounds in a
Per
race.
race. Should I do that? Should
No, that can't be right.
Oh.
Should I give birth and then go do an F1 race?
Hit the track. Hit the track, babe.
When we were driving home, I kept going. "Brr."
Last thing I'll say, because there's nothing worse than talking about a movie to somebody who's never seen it. Javier Bardem could get it. He's my number one. He is my number one. Number one.
Wow.
Oh,
He's
okay.
married to
Yeah.
Penelope
Yep.
Cruz, right? He's
Of
married to
course
Penelope.
he is. He's married to the
Yeah.
hottest woman in the
You
world.
could see it now, like what like you're like,
Oh, he's like
how
lost
did he get
weight. Like,
Penelope Cruz? And then you're like, oh,
And he's aged, but it's like really like he's
He is a
aged in the way that Brad Pitt's been like, I can't age. Brad Pitt is always eating or doing something with his hands. So
And
I'm
always
like,
something with
He
his
does that in
mouth. Like
Ocean's 11.
is
He
he a
does
good
that in
actor?
Ocean's 11. That's what
Yeah.
he does.
tongue was always sticking out. And I
Like
was
his
like,
thing.
put that thing back in.
I do like
Yeah.
that his like rival's mom was like, that's a good looking man.
Oh
feel like-
Because
yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
if Conrad has like an enemy and he's hot, I'm gonna be like, listen, that's my enemy too. But he's handsome, Conrad. All
Okay.
right.
They may lose between 5 and 10 pounds, and sometimes even more during a single race.
Okay. You had like a Megan numbers moment.
Yeah,
there.
I like
You're
that.
right. And
I
you're
like
right.
that.
Yeah.
I like
a
that.
whole extra
But
5
to
10
10
pounds.
Yeah, I could see
5,
that.
10 pounds.
It's
Your
so
weight
scary.
fluctuates 5 pounds anyway in
Like
a day.
football is obviously scary. Racing is scary.
Yeah.
I don't know how you like let your child do it.
Have you guys ever
just-
been in like a really fast car with a driver? Like in a NASCAR car?
I don't think so.
I have, and it's fucking insane.
Terrifying.
Yeah, Chris went in one of those F1 cars. No, I don't know. I remember I just interviewed this Filipino
Oh yeah, yeah,
race
gorgeous.
car driver. Yeah, and
Badass.
she's like been driving since she was 3, and I'm like, I don't think so, bro. I'm not letting like we have a new like dirt bike for Cage, and I'm just
Uh-huh.
like that someone gave us. And I'm like,
That's a bold gift to give someone.
He asked.
Very
No.
bold.
It was like he was like, "Hey, we're getting rid of this bike. Do you want it for
Oh,
Kate?" It wasn't like surprise. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Just his son grew out of it. Anyway,
Okay. Shall we talk a little sporty sports? Because I feel like we got a lot of stuff to get through today.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
The headlines are headlining. Meg, do you want to
Yeah.
start with some fun NBA news?
I will. It may be fun to others. CJ, the last like 3 days, has just been saying names I don't care about. Oh my God! And then he says like a name I've never heard. I'm like, please, unless it's like real news, I don't need you yelling, oh my God. And then this morning he goes, the Bucks are waiving Damian Lillard. I think that's like pretty harsh.
yeah.
It's really harsh.
Pretty surprising. And as of last night, the last reporting was that the Pacers and Miles Turner were just finalizing a deal. And then, lo and behold, out of nowhere, once this Dame wave comes in, Miles Turner is actually going to the Bucks. It's not a trade, so we get nothing for him. The money is a little bit more. It's not like staggering amounts more. It just really brings me back to this dark place because I fell in love with this team and so much was made about like, we love this team. These are the guys. And now it's already dismantled. And
Yeah.
I will say Miles Turner did not have a good finals. He did not play well. I question a lot of his decision making. He is big and loves to just sort of like stand in the perimeter and take threes that sometimes he makes. But it's kind of how I feel about head coaches. You always want a better one, and then you get rid of yours and go, oh, there's actually not that many centers available. Like it's a very skilled position. There's very few that are good at it. And it's the reason why the really good ones elevate their teams to the finals and championships because it is still important, even though it's a little slept on. Longest tenured
Can we
Pacer.
talk about why Dame getting waived is such a bummer? He
Tears his Achilles.
But even going back further, he was with Portland forever, beloved. He was
Yeah.
the king of the city. Makes a huge move to go to the Bucks, leaving a team that he has been on for so long. Goes to the Bucks, tears his Achilles, and now they're waiving him. Like it just feels like really
Yeah.
disrespectful to one of the greatest of all time.
But they're still paying him $113 million.
Wow.
It's not like he's being waived and not
Never
getting
mind.
paid.
I take
They're
that
just
back.
like making a roster spot available so that because obviously they need more people. It's kind of like it's unfortunate because it's like it feels like the Pacers are conceding next
Yeah.
year without Halliburton, and it feels like the Celtics have done the same thing. The Celtics have said,
Are clearing.
"Hey, we don't have Tatum next year. We're getting rid of Porzingis. Like all these people got let go.
Drew
They didn't really
Holiday.
sign." Yeah, so it's like it kind of sucks because you're like, these are two powerhouse teams that were so fun to watch with all these great young players, and you thought they were going to be like a dynasty, and then the head of the head of the snake gets chopped off, so to speak, and then they're like, well, we'll just have to wait. And
But
then maybe
as of
next year, we'll just like save all this money, kind of bank it, get some draft picks, rebuild, use next year. We'll play good, but we're going to be
yeah,
rebuilding. And then when Tyrese comes back, we'll be able to put an unstoppable team around him.
but as of last night, they wanted Miles,
I know.
and the Bucks just beat them money wise, and so you do have to wonder like, what is his psyche? Does he
Mhm.
feel like I have to chase the money? Does he personally feel like it's a lost season? Also,
Oh
the
yeah,
Bucks,
he might feel like he's in his prime and he's got to
that
make
he's
a move as
wasting.
well.
The Bucks hate the Pacers. They also play in the same division. So when you take a piece from the Pacers and you put it on the Bucks, it's like a double whammy because you've made that team so much worse and your team so much better. So it's really
If they're still
yeah.
paying Dame that much money, how are they able to afford bringing somebody new on?
They go into the luxury tax,
Wow.
which some
Yeah.
teams are very willing to do.
Which it seems like Oklahoma City is doing because I don't know if you saw SGA's new contract, but it's 238 million. It's like $70 million a year. And
285 million dollars super max contract extension through 2031.
mhm,
And that's his annual salary? Oh my
71,
gosh.
I thought Chris said that, or somebody said,
What is this money? Like what are
yeah.
Send
these
me
So,
dollars?
but that's not sustainable for the rest of the league. Do you understand? Like, you
right.
can
Yeah.
give this person all that money. If anything happens to him, now what? You still have to pay this luxury tax, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, and then how do you build around him? How does that mean all these other players are going to be asking for that kind of money? And is that sustainable for other franchises in the NBA? Does it make the league continue to be competitive? I think one of the best things that happened this year was that we had the Pacers and the Thunder in the finals instead of Lakers Celtics. You know what I mean? And everyone was
Yeah.
like, no one wants to watch that. Lo and behold, they did watch it. 16 million people watched it. So it's not, it was a really fun series. You're spreading out the wealth. You're creating superstars on quote unquote smaller teams.
Yeah.
And
And
it's
as I'm like skimming through this, the Pacers, I think, were willing to go into the luxury tax. And then when the injury happened, were less willing to do
I
so.
yeah,
And so the
I think that
deal was
makes
just,
more sense.
I
Damn.
know,
That
I get it.
sucks.
No, it does suck, and like I'm dragging him a bit in the finals. He did have a great season. He averaged almost 16 points. He is, he is a good center. He just
For me,
isn't
this
a
just
perfect center.
this is just gonna lead to like another boring like what I loved about the season that we just finished was there was new fresh faces, Pacers, Knicks, like there were exciting storylines that we hadn't seen in a while, and then OKC ended up winning. And I'm looking at FanDuel odds for next season. OKC plus 260. They're
Yeah.
favored to win again. Like it's
I think it
this is just gonna
also
lead to a shite season.
we'll see. I mean, but it's like to me, there's a big question of where's Giannis gonna go now that
He
Turner's.
stays now. Well, I always thought he was going to stay. I really did. And like, there's only 4 days left. I think he.
Mhm.
I don't.
Well, the Cavs.
There were reports that he was upset that Dame was waived. So I don't know. I've always felt like he was going to stay. CJ is my shams. Said that now
Zach's mine.
the Lakers and Pacers are fighting over DeAndre Ayton. I go, well, this is not good. This is
Well,
not good.
I heard yesterday that LeBron is thinking about retiring back with the Cavs. That he
Yeah, but
might
then he
leave the
just
Lakers to go back to the Cavs.
he signed, I think.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he's
No,
like he didn't sign.
no, that would have been breaking news if he
No,
signed.
no,
No,
re-signed
no.
with the Lakers.
Yeah,
Opted
yeah,
in.
yeah, yeah,
Oh, I
yeah,
see.
yeah. No, like I meant he
Eddie's saying he
decided to
opted
stay.
with the
But
Lakers.
but there's always I don't
As
know.
of four
Yeah, it
hours
is.
ago. As of 4 hours ago.
He's a
I
Laker.
think
Yeah, he opted into the remainder of his contract.
Got it.
as a one toe in Hawks fan, I would say I do like the moves that they're making, getting Porzingis, and I did like the
Oof.
kid that they drafted, and at least they're making a lot of moves. Like they never do this.
Yeah.
They just got that Alexander kit. I mean,
No, it's
we'll see what
it's
happens.
it's a young league now. It's a young man's game. I think we had the podcast since Kevin Durant
Yeah.
was traded to the Rockets. The other big story is the Knicks, who have yet to be able to find a coach, keep asking permission to interview coaches, and then teams are like, no, that's our coach. It's being rumored that they're in talks with Dawn Staley. Now,
Guys.
we love this. She would be the first ever female NBA head coach. What I don't love about it is that James Dolan is cuckoo bananas crazy, the owner of the Knicks, and I'm a little worried that they're like floating this story to like make us excited, and then it's
Goodwill.
not gonna. Yeah,
Yeah.
I do
I'm
feel like
afraid-
every off season there is a headline that says that they are speaking to a female coach that could,
Yeah.
make history, and we get all excited and it never happens. But I do feel like this could be like perfect timing, perfect world, perfect situation, perfect gal.
Yeah. I mean, she's a big lights, bright lights, big city. Like she has the swagger to do it.
She also has the respect, and I feel like she could tell James Dolan to like. I mean, she's not going to tell him to go fuck off, but I feel like she could really hold her own
Yeah.
in that room with those guys on that team. Like, she's just such a respected figure in basketball.
I think she demands a lot of respect, but I think going from a women's college game to an NBA team is a huge leap. Whereas somebody like Jenny, who's on the Pacers, or the assistant coach for the Spurs, it's like these women have been around the NBA studying that game for a longer, whereas like, because the NBA is just, oh yeah, Becky Hammond's, no, that's not Becky Hammond, I don't think. Eddie's sending us text, sorry. Maybe you're right. I just think that it's a big difference between women's college basketball and men's NBA. I think it would be a
Hammond
huge
is a coach
difference.
of a WNBA team, but she used to be the assistant coach.
For the
Oh yeah,
Spurs.
yeah. But I'm just saying. I'm saying
No,
the
it
play
is.
calling is different. The speed of the game is different. Like even just going from women's college to men's college, I think would be a
Yeah.
significant leap.
You're not wrong, but there are plenty of coaches that go from like college football to NFL. Like there's definitely an adjustment period, but some coaches are great and some coaches aren't. Some college football players are really great and then they transfer to the NFL and they're not.
If I was a betting person, like my heart is so excited by the idea of this. I don't think she ends up being the head coach.
No.
I think
That's
we
what I
get
mean,
Mike.
like, I feel like
think we get Mike
every-
Malone or something.
Every season we get excited and then it's just
It
So
will happen.
until-
It will happen. And like maybe it means like Rick Carlisle gets a BBL, and then Jenny steps in and is the interim for a few weeks. What if Rick Carlisle got a BBL? Like he's like, listen, it's a lost season. I want my booty popping, and so I'm going to take some time and I'm going to give Coach Busek the whistle and the keys to the castle.
I really want Kim Mulkey to be a coach in the
That feels like Air Bud. Like it would be so comical to just watch her yelling at grown men.
I'd watch every single game. I'd watch
Oh my
every
gosh.
single game.
Who could do it? I mean, New Orleans.
As we're still on basketball, the WNBA just announced that they are having 3 new teams expanding into the league: Philly, Detroit, and Cleveland.
Okay. 2 Midwestern.
Yeah. There's okay, so next year 2 more teams join them. There's 13 teams now. There will be 2 more next year, Toronto and Portland. Then they're taking 2027 off. Then I believe it goes Cleveland in 2028, Detroit 2029, Philly in 2030. These are
Hell yeah.
it's very exciting. There's definitely enough talent and a pool of talent. Obviously, the WNBA only has 2 rounds of their draft. It's very hard to even when you get drafted in the first round, making the team might not happen because like the talent pool is very dense. So it's very difficult to make the team. So they believe that by expanding, the talent pool will be greater. There will be more opportunities. Less women will want to, and with the CBA coming up in October, more women, hopefully the money goes up and less women go overseas to play in FIBA and they stay in the WNBA, right? There's
you
also
also
a
gotta
lot
be
of talent overseas that has been coming to the WNBA.
This is very down the line, but you also got to think about all of these young girls who are watching the WNBA right now that are going to take basketball super seriously growing up. And, 10 years from now,
this has been
we're
my
gonna have
argument
an
about Caitlin Clark's whole era. Like they're the first generation of women that have grown up knowing the WNBA exists.
Yeah.
Knowing, like when I grew up, there was not a professional women's team. So you weren't like, I want to grow up and be a basketball player, and now that is an option. So you have more women practicing, trying hard. It's like I interviewed a surfer last week. Now that surfing's in the Olympics, she's like, the training and the competition is all of a sudden insane. It was never like that. It was such a chill sport. And then all of a sudden it became an Olympic event. And now like people are training inside complexes and they're making all these like drastic things, it's like, remember in Rocky 4, how he was like hitting meat and then the other guy's like training with all this high-tech stuff. That's how the surf community feels. So it feels very much like that in the WNBA, where it's like you're getting the pool of talent that you're getting to draw from collegiately has gone up, as well as overseas. Yeah.
I also think it's just good news for people that like women's sports because you don't expand unless there is like the need, like economically, it goes, it's succeeding. Whether
you can make demands when you're in demand.
And they're in demands. And these are really, really good sports towns. Like Cleveland, great sports town. Philly and Detroit, like I think these would be amazing places to go watch games. They obviously have NBA teams, so they have the infrastructure there. Like it goes, when I saw it was these 3 cities, I was like, oh, I didn't even realize they didn't have ones because I think some of them used to. So it's
I think Cleveland had the Rockers. I think it's like
that's who Jenny Busek played for.
It's a little I think these new teams are tied to the NBA teams. I heard that there was a $250 million, $250. Yeah,
let's buy one.
That's how much these cities paid to get a WNBA team.
Not that much.
That's
not that much.
250 million each.
Yeah, like when you see that the Lakers just sold for 10 billion.
Yeah, but it's like the Liberty got a
starting.
The Liberty got a I think $500 million evaluation, and then the Valkyries I think got an even higher valuation. So it's like, I mean, these are league teams that were 80 million 5 years ago. You know what I mean? So it is a big leap in price. I think to me, it's unfortunate for cities that have been trying to get basketball like Kansas City and Nashville, but because they don't have an NBA team, like some people feel like they weren't given the favorability because they would have to build
more of
an
a
arena.
Reason to have an expansion team there, though. If they don't have an NBA team, you've got all of these basketball fans that want basketball.
Yeah.
Give them a WNBA team. Okay, really quick. Have you guys? I'm going to make a proclamation right now. I feel like Caitlin Clark is going to become top 5 villains in sports.
Yeah. She already
They
is.
already want that. They already want that. And
they already want that. And it's not even the fans. It's the women that she is playing with. Did you guys hear about the All-Star game? Caitlin Clark received a record 1.2 million fan votes for this year's All-Star game in Indy, but she ranked just 9th among guards in the player vote.
She has been hurt. She has been hurt.
Okay, but I feel like there is some There's some tension.
Oh, no,
There
of
is some
course.
shit.
Of
Did you guys see the
course.
Kelsey Plum video?
Yes. And I
Somebody
get
was wearing a Caitlin Clark shirt courtside, and Kelsey came and gave them a new shirt to wear.
Oh, yeah,
and she
but
said,
her and Kelsey-
don't ever make this mistake again.
Her and Kelsey had words during that game as well.
yeah.
Of course.
I just love Caitlyn. It's like you can't make me hate her. You know, like there's just and like I don't and maybe that's what's so frustrating is that they're like why won't they turn on her? And it's like we just don't. But like I love all the gals.
The more they hate her, the more I like her.
Yeah,
I love
me
Peyton.
too. Me
But,
too.
you
I
know,
think that
and
she
I-
really needs to lean into the villain era. Like her next Nike campaign has to
Yeah.
be like
Well,
black and
and
red blood.
And I think she does on the court. Like when there was that scuffle that ended up happening, and I think the Phoenix player was like, "You can't do that," and she goes, "I can do whatever the fuck I want."
Yeah.
Like you can't. She can. And so I think
I'd
maybe
back
that
up
is what
Caitlyn in a
drives
fight.
them insane. Yeah,
I'd back up Caitlyn in a fight. I'd be behind her, being like, "Yeah."
yeah. I'd back up like
just-
Sophie, and then I'd want like Sid Colson, and then I'd want like the Fever head coach, and then I'd be like behind them. Yeah.
Yeah. I think she's having like a bit of a sophomore slump this year. Like she has but she's obviously not even played for half of the games.
Yeah.
So it's really unfortunate, but you can see her impact on the league. I think there's a lot of resentment about her impact on the league.
Of course.
And
Girls be jealous. Girls be jealous.
Yeah, it will be interesting because the All-Star game is here in Indy. She obviously plays in Indy. There were rumors that she might not make the team because she has been hurt. There's, they've already taken on all the final stuff, and now it's all Caitlin Clark stuff up at the airport, up on the big hotels. And so it's like
that's
this
just gonna
is
make everyone so
her
much more mad.
city. Yeah. And how does that, because like, I'm definitely, maybe because I'm here, I'm like circling. I'm excited for this All-Star game, and I don't know that I've ever been like that excited for a WNBA All-Star game.
no,
can we talk?
I mean,
Yeah.
I think it's also just like her shoe dropped yesterday too. I tried to get it on Sneakers app. It was available for 10 minutes. It sold out right away.
I didn't even know there was a shoe coming.
It's just her Indiana Fever Kobe's basically. It's not
Oh,
her
okay,
shoe.
yeah,
Her
because
shoe
there's
comes out next year.
I want
because
some Sabrinas.
there's been some Nike issues. There's been
Yes,
some
but I think
issues.
also it's kind of like it's like Asia's shoe came out this year. She should get the full year of glory.
Yeah.
For like her
And
shoe
I
coming
think
out,
that's sort of been one of the issues. Oh, the mega bill passed. The big beautiful bill passed.
Beautiful.
So
Beautiful.
It'll affect
Okay,
your state more than mine.
Let's talk a little football. Can we talk a little football?
please.
Do we go to tight end university next year? Because holy hell, that looked like a blast. A full blast. I feel like it gets bigger every single year. If you guys don't know what tight end university is, basically George Kittle, Trav, like the biggest tight ends, invite like all the other tight ends from the NFL. And they do
Nashville.
drills, they have parties, they watch Taylor Swift impromptu pick up a guitar. This looked so much fun. It looked like so much fun. And if you guys didn't see these TikToks, Taylor Swift literally just like showed up and played some songs on acoustic, like vibing the hell out with Travis back stage side. And it just
She
looked
also
like a
wrote
blast.
down the tempo and the beat for the band before she went out so that they could play along. So she wrote the chords
When
down
are they
for
getting
the band.
engaged? I want that.
Well,
I think
'cause
they
all
are
the
already.
all the NFL players are getting married right now. This is marriage season. Zach Wilson got married. Him and his bride look like a Barbie and Ken. So this
that. I gotta
this is
see that.
big, because it's like in training camp hasn't started. And so this is marriage season. And most notable marriage that's happened, Aaron Rodgers. So
I'm
Aaron,
obsessed with this. I am obsessed with this. He dropped it out of nowhere.
he didn't even
in-
drop it.
What?
He didn't. He wore a black Wedding ring, of course. He's
Yeah,
got one of
yeah.
those. Like, and then he was asked about it, like when he was with the Steelers, and then he was asked about it after, and they were like, "Is that a wedding ring?" And he's like, "Yeah, that's a wedding ring." Like acting like we're crazy. He's a
Yeah.
gaslighter. You know
Yeah,
how
he is.
gaslighting gets misused?
Yeah.
He is the number one gaslighter. He's like, "Yeah,
I
it's a wedding ring. What about it?"
I don't
And it's
trust
like,
anybody with
you're
those
fucking
plastic
acting like,
bands.
no, I don't like those. I go, you're on roids and you will cheat. So, and I'm not even saying that about Aaron Rodgers. I'm just saying about those men in general.
Yeah.
So he's apparently married to a woman named Brittany, Brittani. No one has seen her. No one has heard from her. There were pictures of him walking on the beach alone, and the caption was, "Do we have a Manti Te'o situation?" does does Aaron Rodgers think he has a wife? And who
Oh my
lives
God, is this
in-
like the AI article that I sent you guys last week? That this guy is fully in love and married to his AI counterpart on his phone.
And it's like he's like, yeah, because he says she prefers to remain like very private. And it's like, okay, but you've only had extremely public relationships. Like you and Danica Patrick were like making out on TV. You dated Olivia Munn. You dated Shailene Woodley. You had these super, and now we can't even get eyes on Brittany with an eye.
David Bakhtiari just tweeted, because I guess Jordan Love got married also. It really
Yes.
is wedding season. Oh my goodness.
is.
And David tweeted out some like photos, and he said, "Just happy one of my quarterbacks invited me to their wedding." So friends
Yeah.
of his, close friends, didn't even go to this air quotes wedding.
He's
gotta get to the
keeping
bottom of this.
her identity a secret. He's been married for a couple months. He first revealed he had a girlfriend on the Pat McAfee show, of course, where you have to do that. It's just, it's feeling not real. It's feeling not real.
I feel like Aaron Rodgers was desperate to get another ring in any way possible, and this was how he did it. He chose to do it by having a pretendsy's wife. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I hope he's happy. Honestly, like I feel like he lives in just some like big empty cold house. I don't think he has pets or anyone
Yeah.
living there, and I'm just like he he should have so much time to be the greatest quarterback in the world because he has literally no other distractions at home. He has no children. He doesn't, I don't even know if he has a charity that he really focuses on. Um, and it's just kind of unfortunate.
I feel
But
like he genuinely
Yeah.
thinks that he's an alien. I think he genuinely wakes up and believes that he is from another universe.
yeah, I think that there's just something like the longer we talk about him and the more we talk about him, I think there's obviously some real trauma from
We
childhood there.
we were
Yeah.
just discussing who we're gonna have on the show while Meg's away on maternity leave. I'm gonna make a pitch, Manti Te'o. And he's been
Yeah.
doing some TV lately. He
He's
has
done a
been
lot.
doing some TV lately. And
I
feel
love
like we
that
could
he
get
has
him
a
on.
resurgence, by the way. Like I think that guy got such a bad deal. He totally got effed over, and then that like ruined like his mental capacity in football, and he was such a good football player. And I'm
I
so
think
glad that
you
he's been doing Good
guys,
Morning Football.
I think you guys should get Brittany on. Brittany with an I. I think you should track down Aaron Rodgers'
Brittany?
wife, Brittany, and get her. I want her to fill these undies.
We do have
These
a
are big
mutual.
undies. These are big undies to fill.
We're not even filling shoes. We're filling undies at this point.
Yeah.
So, the other news today is that Darren Waller is out of retirement. And I asked, when Sarah said that, I asked, of the rap game or football? And she said
yeah.
football, and I got disappointed. I did.
I won't believe it until there's a song that announces it.
Yeah. So he's gonna be playing for the Miami Dolphins.
Oh,
They're
God.
paying him $5 million because they obviously traded their tight end, John Smith, to Pittsburgh, and they needed a tight end. Darren Waller comes out of retirement. The Giants the Dolphins had to give the New York Giants, who still technically owned Darren Waller's contract. They had to give them a 6th-round pick. So now he's going to be there. And I think he just like wants to be back in sports to try to get Kelsey Plum back. That's what I think.
And there's no chance. There's
No chance.
like, if she feels like she dodged a bullet, now he's in Miami. No way.
Where the rap game lives.
We need a resurgence. We need more rap. I think he needs to sing like Kelsey, come back to me. We need
Driving down South Beach. Oh my gosh.
Yikes.
The Dolphins are kind of a laughing stock.
The Dolphins are
Dolphins
such a mess.
Yeah, mean
the
to
Dolphins.
say.
Oh my
No.
god.
Bad saying
Fucking
that.
inject football into my veins. I'm so ready.
10
Yeah.
Sundays left.
I think
I
there's
miss
also a
it
big
so
question
much.
because of all the moves that Pittsburgh has made. Most people are anticipating TJ Watt going somewhere else.
Yeah, Jalen
Because-
Ramsey just went to the Steelers, and I said, "Oh my god, I totally forgot he existed."
And they redid his deal to give him more money. And here's TJ Watt, who's the face
Your
of your
best
team,
player.
and your best player who's been asking for more money. He does not have that, but you give it to
Spicy.
Jalen Ramsey. So all indicators, this is per my source, Chris Brockman, all indicators say that he will go elsewhere. And I was like, well, where else is he going to go? And he was like, well, everybody will want him. So whoever will pay him the money.
Oh,
And
that'll
I'm
be
like,
interesting.
yeah, that'll be interesting.
That'll be
I
interesting.
would take a Watt. I
Yeah.
would take a Watt. I'd
In a heartbeat. Do you see JJ and his wife just had a new baby?
Mm-hmm.
So
It's
cute.
baby season and it's wedding season.
It
Baby
is.
season,
There's a
wedding
baby boom
season.
happening. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
By the way,
And
speaking of weddings, big congrats to our producer. He got married, and I thought that I had like an incredible wedding, but that one looked wow.
Looks
Eddie
gorgeous.
Spaghetti. New
Eddie
York
Spaghetti,
wedding.
shout-outs.
I was really afraid you were about to congratulate Jeff Bezos, and I was like, I do not. I do not congratulate him and Lauren Sanchez.
Oh, really? Really quick side twist. Okay, so they obviously got married in Venice, but then somebody else got married at wherever the Titans play. And I'm sure you guys, I don't know if you guys have seen this on TikTok, but like the wedding was getting set up on the field. Where would you rather, whose wedding would you have rather be invited to?
I despise the Titans, cannot stand them, and I'd rather go to that wedding.
I would have rather gone to Venice for sure. I've
I'm
never
going
been
to
Italy.
Venice for the people watching, unfortunately.
And
Because
pizza.
then I'm not talking to either of you ever again. You're excommunicated.
You're saying we were texting about this. If you genuinely got an invite, all expenses paid too. They're flying you out on a jet.
Print it
They
out,
want you.
color
They want you to
printer.
officiate. Okay, they are flying you out on your own jet. You get to stay at a nice ass hotel. You get seated next to Leo DeCap. You're saying no. Honestly,
what
And
I
a
want
newly single
to,
Orlando Bloom.
what I want to believe I'm saying is I'm writing, I will attend when all of the Amazon employees no longer have to wear diapers in your facilities. What I'm really probably saying is, yes, I cannot wait. But like, because there's people that are like, oh my God, I am going to the Bezos Sanchez wedding. This is so exciting. And then like the reaction on the internet was pure vitriol. Like we
was
all
crazy.
hated it so much. Even under Vogue, it's like, no wonder Anna Wintour left. Like, oh, you can just buy. Like, people are like trolling Vogue now. And then,
What
like,
is-
the TikToks were so funny of like, look at all these pieces of shit. There were people that were like, oh, I mean, Leo is like this.
Yeah.
No,
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
not
yeah,
here.
fully
I'm
hiding.
not like,
So I actually knew so many people at this wedding. I was seeing so many people's stories from like, people I used to work with in wardrobe that she has just befriended at Fox. So I know several people who went
Yeah.
to the wedding. I need to get some tea.
anyone I know who has even like a passport and $100, if I saw them on a plane, I was like, where are you going? Like I flat out asked a friend, I was like, are you going to Venice? She was like, no. She goes, I'm going to Cinque Terre. I was like, okay, you're in the clear.
Okay, really quick before we do a little baseball recap. I don't know if you guys heard about this BYU story. The quarterback for BYU, Jake Retzlaff,
Gotta look him up.
Facing a 7-game suspension out of nowhere. Everyone was just like, wait, what? For violating their honor code. BYU, a very Mormon institution. So it came out that Jake was accused of battery, assault, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. That's not why he was suspended.
And that gets you 7 games?
No, that's not why he was suspended. He was suspended because that was implying that he had premarital sex. That's why he got suspended.
So they're anti the sex. They're fine with the assault.
They're fine with the assault. I don't know if you guys ever seen these videos on TikTok. It's like, would you rather? It's like this guy goes around BYU campus.
Yeah.
And he says, would you rather go to war or have a sip of coffee? And all of the students are like, oh, war, obviously. Like having a sip of coffee that goes against my values. It's insane. It's
Wild.
insane. So anyways, it was announced that he is going to transfer. The case has been dismissed. I don't know what happened, and nobody knows where he's going to transfer to. This is all like happening in real time.
Whoever takes him, that's quite the. It's probably gonna be the Browns.
Oh, okay. Interesting twist. He's Jewish, so his nickname was BY Jew. That's not what I came up with.
No, that's true. That's what Zach told me too.
So he gained national attention because he's a Jewish quarterback representing a Mormon school.
Yeah, so maybe he doesn't have those Mormon values. And
But
it
I
doesn't
don't
sound like
think
he's got those Jewish
assault
values
is
either.
a Jewish value.
Well, assault is a Mormon value. That is for damn sure. If you've watched Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. This is, I mean, you saw, so this is just a little Utah tie-in. Ace Bailey, who was drafted by the Utah Jazz. Everyone's like, he looks like he's about to cry. And like his manager, who is funny, it seems just like a wild friend of his, had told many lottery teams, like, hey, maybe not many, but a couple, if you draft him, he's not coming. And then he gets drafted by the Utah Jazz, and he's just standing there like, I cannot believe my fucking luck. I have to go to Utah, so we'll see if he plays a game.
But then he didn't show up. They sent him a private plane, and he didn't get on it. Then I was like, yeah. So then I was like, show him one episode of The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. He'll be more likely to get on that plane.
Or even show him that there was an entire season arc on Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, how a woman named Lisa Barlow was being accused of trading blowjobs for Jazz courtside tickets. So it's like these
Jazz courtside tickets.
Well, that was what she kept being like, I can get Jazz tickets. I don't need to blow somebody.
Ah, I see. While we're still on the topic of reality television, we had a moment earlier before we even started recording where Sarah Tiana said out loud, "Are y'all caught up on Love Island?" Heart racing.
I did not say that. I said, "Have you started Love Island?" to Megan, and then she said,
"Oh yeah,
no.
what episode are you on? What episode are you on, Sarah?"
Me? I think I'm on 17.
7.
So many.
Yeah. Well, I skipped the After Suns.
Oh, of course.
Of course, everyone does.
Yeah.
Everyone does.
Yeah. But then, no, I just have it on, and I could see why people like it. I could see why people like it because I love watching these people be sad. That is the more addictive. I don't think I like.
I'm thrilled.
There's 2 of them, a couple of them that I like. But everyone else, I'm just praying for their downfall.
Now, is Chris watching with you?
He will watch. He watches. If it's on, he'll sit there and watch it. And I feel like a big reason that couples should watch it is so that you can go, this is the fish in the sea. Yeah. This is what's out there. So if we are not together, I want you to know that these are who is in the pool
available,
and they look. Yeah, some of them.
So you're not even going to get them. These are this is best case scenario. You're going to get the ugly version of bad people.
Yeah, and most of them have a butter face, But like,
Wow.
I don't really think any of them are super attractive. Even the
Wow.
No,
men,
me neither.
no.
Wow.
Oh,
But
I
I'm
do
just
think
like,
one guy is attractive, Pepe.
really? I think he's the least attractive.
I
Wow.
think he does
but
need to
There's
take a
one.
trip to Turkey and get a hair situation done, but
Yes.
But
otherwise, I
this
think
is
he's hot.
why
What's
we're
going
able
on
to
with
be
this guy?
friends is because we don't have the same taste.
Yeah.
She wants
Taste.
Javier Bardem. I want Idris. She wants Pepe. You want none of them. Like that's how we're able to sustain this friendship. Did you go commercial free on Peacock?
No.
Sarah, that's
Okay.
sick. That's sick. That is
Because
sick and twisted.
mine has commercials too, and I don't know.
Guys,
We have children to feed.
do we need to start a GoFundMe for you guys
Yes.
to have ad-free Peacock?
I pay for it, but I just am not paying for the Peacock Premium, which
Yeah.
is like,
That's
because I barely,
crazy to me.
I've only ever used Peacock. Like, I think we watched Poker Face, which I love, and I got it for the Olympics show that I do, but it was just like,
You've
I don't
literally
know.
worked
I don't
for
watch.
Peacock. I'm
That's
sending
what's
you guys
so
our
messed
login.
up.
I'm sending you
That's
guys our login.
That's what's so fucked up about this industry. It's like she's an employee and she's still having to watch commercials. It's not okay.
That's
You listen to
sick.
that, Mr. Peacock.
Yeah.
Okay, are we talking about Big Dumper? Big Dumper is everywhere for me now. Like once you
Yes.
told me about Big Dumper, my algorithm was like,
Wait,
here,
remind me who Big Dumper is.
Cal Raleigh.
the catcher.
The
And you
catcher
know
from
what?
America.
I saw the butt. I think it could be bigger. It's not even as big as I thought.
Catchers always have big butts because they're
Yeah.
crouched all the time.
Hmm.
There's a phrase in baseball called unhook the trailer when you're not running fast enough around the bases. They say that about
Yeah.
Austin Riley all the time on the Braves. Yeah, so big news about Cal Raleigh. First of all, I think he's back in the lead for the home run race, and he is going to be in the home run derby at the All-Star game. So that's very exciting, as well
That's
as
fun.
Ronald Acuna Jr., who is local, obviously Braves player. The All-Star game is in Atlanta on July 14th or 15th.
Okay.
I think the home run derby is that Monday, so whatever, that 14th. Um, so Cal Raleigh's also from the South, so it's kind of like a homecoming for him as well. I don't think there's any other names, but yeah, big news that he's going to be in that situation. Today in baseball is Bobby Bonilla Day. Do you guys know what Bobby Bonilla Day is?
Yes. What a deal. What a
So
deal he
yes,
got.
so he's like the first deferred payment player. So he gets his $1.162 million today. Um,
Mm.
Other big news,
So
there
he
was
gets that check once a year on the
from
same
two
day.
on the same day for 24 years. So from 2011 to 2035, he gets
Oh my
that money
gosh.
once a year.
I think
What are you guys
that's
doing on that day? I'm going to Paris. I'm going shopping.
I was about to say Taco Bell. Like I don't know why I like mine was so sad. I think that's like the way you do the lotto too. You know how you can do like the lump sum or I don't know, that just
Yearly
seems like
payment.
so exciting.
Yeah.
As long as you can get those, like the yearly payments can be given to like your child if something happens to you, then I
Yeah.
think that
Yeah,
that
yeah,
is
yeah, yeah.
allowed. Yeah, I think that's a
I'm
good
throwing a
call.
party in Vegas. Taco Bell for everyone.
Cantina,
The
cantina.
cantina. Isn't there one in West Hollywood now? The
I think
cantina?
so. There's one in Indy and then there's one in Vegas.
I've been to one in
Um,
Vegas.
I want one of those margs.
Um,
Okay, I am going to take it upon myself for every episode to pitch you a new destination for your 40th birthday.
Okay, great.
Cantina in Indy.
Okay. Indianapolis
That's a very
Cantina.
specific vibe.
that's probably
Is that
good,
it?
unless you want me to say anything else about
I
baseball.
mean, I
I'm
just
good.
want to say one thing about this Kettle Marte. Is that who you pronounce his name?
Yeah,
Um,
Cattell.
Cattell. He is the Rays player.
No, he's plays for the
Marlins.
Diamondbacks, and he
Diamondbacks.
was
I knew there
in
was teal.
Chicago. He
He
was in
was
Chicago at the
he
White
was
Sox
playing the
game.
White Sox, and a fan yelled something that about his mother who has
Mom.
passed, and he cried. And that fan, who I saw was wearing a Bears jersey and looked like classic man who would do this, has been banned from all stadiums. There is like this really sick part of me that's like, I need to know what he yelled, and I don't know
Well, I think I
why.
do know. I think what
Okay,
people said. So first of all, Cattell Marte's mom died in a car accident in 2017.
tragic.
Apparently, he was in Chicago when he found out. So the
Oh,
city's already kind of a place for him.
yeah.
The fan yelled something like your mom called me last night or your mom texted me. Clearly the fan did not know
That's what
that.
I'm
It's
wondering.
very
Yeah.
difficult to say and obviously it struck a chord with Cattell, and like obviously he was
Yeah.
upset and like there were all these emotions around the
That's
city for
so
him.
sad.
Of course it's like super tragic, but
But
like
like your
I
mom is the number one insult men use
Of
to insult each
course.
other.
Yeah. So then it's kind of like I obviously like think like if it affected Cattell, like the fan should have been taken out from the game, but
Yeah.
like banning him for life from every stadium, it's like how are you supposed to know everyone's history and
Yeah.
like personal like
That's why I was like,
parental situations?
I'm
Like
like, was it super specific?
no, it
Like,
wasn't like
like
your mom about
Kat's
the
mom
death.
died of COVID.
Right.
Devastating. He had to take her off life support. He lost six
Ugh.
other family members. Like, if you start
Ugh.
like really getting into specifics, it's like, oh, you're a messed up person.
Right.
But I was just like, did this guy know?
No, I don't think I think he also said she's a bop or something, like basically
Yeah,
saying
like
Oh,
like
she's
Bob.
hot. Like your mom
she's
called
hot,
me.
right? Your mom called me. Yeah.
But
Apparently, listen, I do
Well,
not know this for
a
a
bop
fact.
is a sex worker, I believe.
Okay, well, I don't. Regardless, like
we,
I think the
yeah,
fan was implying that his mom was alive, which
yeah.
clearly indicates that he did not know.
He didn't
So
know.
I think the valuable lesson is do not insult a Dominican man's mother. Look, dead, alive, never met her. Woman of the year. I think, and this probably be for all baseball players because Puerto Ricans do not talk about their moms, Dominicans do not talk about their moms, do not talk about black man's mom, and then a lot of Southern boys, Big Dumper. I don't think Cal would like it if someone brought up Mama Big Dumper. So we just have to stay away from mom
I can tell
insults.
God,
you
I would
the
love to be
only
called Big
Dominican,
Dumper.
the only Dominican mother that you can make fun of is the one who sold her daughter to Wander Franco. That mother
Oh my
you
gosh,
can
this
make fun of all
is
you want because
a
what a POS.
lot of Dominican moms in the baseball news.
Yeah, a lot of
Yeah,
Dominican moms. So Wander Franco is going to prison, but only for 5 years for having a
Yeah.
relationship with an underage girl. The mother
14
is
year old.
also 14. The mother is also going to prison for sex trafficking, which I
Because
think is,
he
Jesus.
which is
bribed her
also,
for consent.
yeah. Oh, he bribed her?
He paid the mother for her consent.
Yes. He
Yeah,
paid
no,
the
that's
mother, but the
no
mother
that
was letting
no.
her, was
Oh
like
no,
all
that's
about it.
trafficking.
Yeah.
That's trafficking.
Yeah.
Oy.
So,
Oh my gosh, dark end to the show.
No,
yeah.
wait. Let's end it on a high note, Meg. We are gonna miss you so much over the next few weeks. It'll hopefully go by very, very quickly. Do you have any advice for the people? Do you have any advice for us? Anything that you want to leave us thinking about for the next month while you're gone?
You know, Wimbledon started yesterday. Wimbledon is always a fun watch. It's on very early in the morning. There are Americans in play. We need Francis Tiafoe to get over the quarterfinals hump. So if everybody could get their Etsy witches and
Oh,
get our beloved Francis
Yes.
Tiafoe to let's say the finals. Okay, I'm gonna dream big. That would be amazing. And then stay cool. Nobody, especially no Colts players, blow off any fingers with fireworks.
oh God.
And I'll miss you all. And I will be, maybe I'll pop in so you can see all my baby's hair that's been causing me distress inside of my body.
Oh, is that what makes you sick? Is that they're growing lots of
It makes
hair?
you
That's what
acid
gives you the
reflux.
heartburn and the acid.
Oh, can I just say I experienced heartburn for the very first time in my life yesterday, and I was like, "Oh my God, if this is what Megan has been going through the last year."
Yeah.
All day,
I
every
really
day.
was thinking about you
All
all
day,
day.
every day.
I was thinking about you all. I had to lie down. I had to
And
get
then
into bed.
and then the hair falls out. Then that's not even their hair. That's just like prop hair.
Evil.
Ugh.
It's a wig.
Yeah.
Well, we love you very, very much. And also, can we just tease something? When Megan does get back, we've got a very big announcement to make. Yeah. Very exciting. We're going to be looking a little bit differently. We're going to have a new home. Mm-hmm. Can we say that? Are we allowed to say that?
There'll be a new home. I'm going to go to a co-working space to record. So it's serious.
But the big dumpers will still be big dumping. Yeah. Same old bitches, same old dumpers.
My dumper has never been bigger.
Oh, well, we love you. We're going to miss you so much.
Thank you, gals. You'll be hearing from me. Don't you worry.
I don't doubt that for a second.
Okay, bye. Listeners, I love you. When I come back, I'm going to be snatched as Dylan Harper's mom.